Ooh, and good morning! So finally, yet another amazing thing happened in which One Vision can actually go on a Vita now. So if you happen to be the proud owner of one of those things, and or an embarrassed owner of one of those things, it is actually all doable now. So here's the deal. I will include a link to this guy's dealie. He has a pretty good guide on the actual starting process of this whole thing. Because I wanted to cover a few gaps that did not make sense to me, stuff I ran into, and things that others might find useful. So first things first, like this guy's guide starts to say a little bit, first off, delete Content Manager Assistant. It's what you usually would use to go and transfer stuff back and forth between your PC and Vita. You get rid of that thing, and you get this QCMA thing. He has it here somewhere, right here. So QCMA website looks a little bit like this. Basically, it is the better version of CMA. It will install a new thingy for USB stuff on your computer. It's fine. Just make sure you have the original Content Manager Assistant gone. I actually, for whatever reason, it installed itself twice on my computer, so just make sure that mess is gone. If you're having issues with USB connecting, that's probably why. So anyway, once you have that done, you just follow his whole guide through there. He'll take this thing right here, so Psp Image Tools. There's a convenient little program somebody made for that other program, which is this backup program. Well, it's not really a program. It's just a backup file. So essentially, you feed that backup file where it needs to go. You essentially run it through this. It'll run this whole type of shtick when you bring it up. You go to your backup manager, you go to, no, that's not what I meant to say. You go to your easy installers, you go to your CM backups, this is the type of file that it is. You go to your account, whichever one it happens to be, again, follow the other guide for that. And then yeah, you would have it right here, you would open it up, and it will take a little minute, and it'll just make this, little thingy that you can then transfer to your Vita like you would normally transfer a game. At that point, you would launch this Hencore thing from within your Vita, so it would show up like a game or app normally does. So from there, you would launch it. It will have Henkaku as the first thing, aka Hencakes, and then the second thing will be Vitashell. So you have to make sure you have your Wi-Fi on, but automatic updates off. So you just go through your settings to do those. At any rate, it will then install the thing. Once you have both programs, you exit out of it. And now you have a thing called Vitashell on there. Now, the whole reason that I have this thingy up right here is because this will be the part where it ends up getting a little bit different. So, usually the guides cut off at, okay, you've got Vitashell, figure it out from here. So, it'll come up, you'll hit the button and it'll come up with your usual, here's a directory, have fun with that. So, what you'll need to do at that point, you go to your settings. Right where you would normally have your settings, there's a thing that says Henkaku settings. There's a thing for setting up unsafe stuff. Click unsafe. It's all good to be unsafe for this one. So you click that off, you go back, you open up your Vitashell thing, and then you push select, which will then allow it to connect via USB to your computer. That's what this is right here. So normally, you will only have 4 things once you pull this up. You'll have your calendar, your data, your MMS, and your Vitashell. Now, what you want to do, there's another program that will be linked in this video here called Adrenaline. Go ahead and take that program and drop it right here. So that is essentially your PSP emulator. So what you're going to do is essentially turn your Vita temporarily into a PSP so that it can do everything that a modded PSP can do. You do that. Now you launch Adrenaline, and you have it right here. So you dump it in there, you then go and hit circle on your Vita to exit out of it. And at that point, you will essentially be at a thing where it just has like a bunch of letters followed by a 0. You go to UX0, you click on that, you go down to Data, you go down to Adrenaline Master, and then you go down to adrenaline.vpk. That will then install it on your Vita, at which point you can exit out of that Vitashell for the moment. You go back to your main page where you would normally have a game, and at that point you have it install itself. Make sure you still have your Wi-Fi on at this point. so it'll start installing. You need like 200 to 300 megabytes, something like that. But yeah, it'll ask to install 6.61. That's the custom firmware that for the PSP. Just let it do that. It'll take care of all of it. And yeah, so finishes up its process. It's all done. You launch Adrenaline, and at that point, go ahead and reconnect this. So you launch Adrenaline, and then you'll notice it's still the same 4 folders there. So what you do, you go over here, you go to your control panel, just search folders is usually the way it's going to work across most things. But yeah, go to Show Hidden Files and Folders. So first off, hit this button, so Show Hidden Folders. This won't have it show up just yet. But then you go over here, go a little bit lower right here to hide protect... No, wait, yes. You hide protected operating system files. You uncheck that. And yeah, so at that point, it will allow all of these other files to appear. So if you've launched Adrenaline, well, at this point, you know, you launch Adrenaline, you've set up your PSP, it asks for you to set up your time and all of that. You exit out of it. Bear in mind, you have to double tap on the home button in order to exit out of it. And then yeah, once you reconnect via Vitashell, this is what you'll see. So you go to this folder right here, and you will have these 3 folders right here. So what you want to do is make a folder called ISO. Then once you made that folder called ISO, you essentially just drop your ROMs in here, and yeah, that's basically it. From then on, all you need to do is go to Adrenaline and launch them like you would normally launch any other game. So yeah, you would just launch it from the PSP type thing itself. So it's got all the usual things here. Actually, this ISO folder should not be here. Yes. Oh, wait, no. Actually, never delete stuff while it's connected like this. That's one of the things I was told. Never, ever, ever delete stuff. You might break your console. So, anyway, if you want anything else, like, for example, if you want, like, a GBA emulator or something like that, you would put them in here like you normally would. But there's plenty of guides out there for that sort of thing. Actually, most of them you just kind of drop into this folder right here. The one exception was the GBA emulator, which needed a BIOS, which you can just find online, like many other ones. Yeah, if there's any other questions, there's plenty of resources out there as far as messing with the Vita right now. I'm not sure how many I can mention without getting into issues, but hopefully this helps. For the sake of getting this amazing mod on your otherwise pretty friggin' amazing system. And alright, so have a good day, and have a good one. Take care.